Hello, Lawrence Township students and families. This video was created for third grade during the week of April 27th. Our focus will be humanities, and this is lesson 3. In this lesson, students will learn about rocks and fossils through our reading tasks for the next few weeks. It is perfect because we can actually venture outside with an adult and look for rocks and fossils around our homes. Your learning targets include reading and comprehending a variety of nonfiction texts independently and proficiently. We will also determine how fossils are formed, discovered, layered over time, and used to provide evidence of the organisms and the environments in which they lived long ago. For task number 1, students will read a section of the science text about dinosaurs and fossils. First, we will read page C24 and C25 to learn about how fossils helped us learn about dinosaurs. Then, we will reread the text multiple times to practice your fluency. If you have a family member available, read to them or have them read to you. You could also read to a teddy bear or a pet to practice your reading fluency. Then, discuss this article with someone in your family and what this article helped you understand about fossils and dinosaurs. To be successful with this task, you will read the science text fluently and discuss key points that you learn with someone in your family. This is our first page that we will read, C24, Discovering Dinosaurs, and it continues on to page C25. After page C25, we also have a short paragraph here about Charles Langmuir, who is a petrologist and geochemist who studied rocks. If you would like to hear me read the text with you, go ahead and skip to the end of our video and you can listen to it there. For task number 2, students will read and write about what it might have been like to live in a time where dinosaurs were not extinct. Think about what life would have been like to live in a time where dinosaurs roamed the earth. Use what you have read about fossils and dinosaurs, plus any movies or other readings you have done on this topic, to write a good third grade level paragraph. Your paragraph must have at least 5 to 7 sentences, all about the same topic. You must use punctuation and capitalization and spell third grade level words correctly. Remember, all of your sentences in a paragraph need to be about the same topic. You can write more than one paragraph if you have more information to share. Think about how to hook your reader by having an interesting introductory sentence. To be successful with this task, you will write a third grade level paragraph about what life was like back in the time of the dinosaurs. This is the page that you will use to write your paragraph. Don't forget to add a title and revise your work before you submit it to your teacher. For task number 3, students will complete their DLR over parts of speech and grammar. First, complete all 6 boxes on the DLR, and if you are using Seesaw, you can complete your worksheet by typing, writing, or recording your answers. Submit your answers by clicking on the green check mark. To be successful with this task, you will complete all 6 boxes provided on the DLR to show your language skills. Here we can see the copy of our DLR. We are still practicing synonyms, antonyms, words that have multiple meanings, word families, and also practicing correct spelling and punctuation. The next few slides provide you with visuals and support to ensure you are successful with each task. Let's read our text for today. It is called Discovering Dinosaurs. As early as the 3rd century, people in China wrote about dragon teeth and dragon bones. But what those people described weren't dragons, they were dinosaurs. Dinosaur discoveries. No one knew what dinosaur fossils were before the 1800s. One early scientist thought the thigh bone he had found was from a giant human. In 1824, William Buckland gave the name Megalosaurus, or great lizard, to the animal whose jaw and teeth he had been studying. The next year, Mary Ann Mantle found a large tooth partly buried in a rock in England. She didn't know what it was. Her husband, Gideon Mantle, was a doctor who collected fossils. He thought the tooth came from a large reptile like an iguana, so he called it iguanodon, which means iguana tooth. During the next few years, many remains were found. In 1842, Richard Owen, an English scientist, gave the name Dinosauria to the whole group of fossil remains. Dinosaur means terrible lizard. The first dinosaur craze was in the 1850s in England. There was an exhibit at the Crystal Palace in London in 1853. Sir Richard Owen and Waterhouse Hawkins, an artist, made some life-size dinosaur models. The models have errors, but they are still on view at the Crystal Palace Park. Studying dinosaur fossils. Dinosaur fossils have been found on every continent. The largest numbers of sites are in the United States and Europe. At a fossil site, or dig, scientists use chisels to carefully free the fossils from the surrounding rock. Each fossil is cleaned and carefully packed in a plaster or foam jacket. Detailed notes are taken about where the bones were found. The bones are then taken to a laboratory to be analyzed. Scientists try to determine how the bones may have fit together. This job is easier if the muscles have left marks, called muscle scars, where they were attached to the bones. A scientific artist sketches the bones and muscles and adds skin. Drawing the skin is mostly guesswork. No one knows for sure whether dinosaurs had stripes or spots or what color their skin was. Interesting dinosaurs. Dinosaurs began to appear in books during the mid-1800s. Today, some museums feature exhibits of dinosaurs. Dinosaur robots that move and make noises are made of steel and latex. They are shown throughout the world at theme parks and at museums. Think about it. Why do you think people in China thought dinosaur bones were from dragons? Down below here, we can see the timeline of the history of dinosaur discoveries. The timeline begins at the 1600s and says that in 1677, the first illustration of a dinosaur bone appeared in a book. Then, in 1824-1825, the first dinosaurs were named, Megalosaurus and Iguanodon. In 1842, the group Dinosauria is named. In 1853, the first life-size models of dinosaurs are exhibited. Finally, in 1987, dinosaur skeletons are discovered in Antarctica, the only continent where dinosaurs had not been found before. We've also included a text today on Charles Langmuir, who was a petrologist and a geochemist. Charles Langmuir says that when he was a boy, his father played at science with him. They made musical instruments together, and they changed the tone of a flute by blowing carbon dioxide through it instead of air. They made a model of a diver in a bottle. They watched dry ice evaporate and grew crystals. All this play taught Langmuir that science was a combination of fun, amazement, and careful observation. Although his mother didn't play at science with him, Langmuir says she taught him other things. She taught him that exploration never stops, that limits don't matter, and that a sense of humor is important. These lessons led Langmuir to the study of geology and petrology, which is the study of rocks. Langmuir began studying ocean rocks while in graduate school. Most of the rocks he studies are basalts, a type of igneous rock. Studying the ocean leads to greater knowledge about Earth's land. Learning about Earth's land gives more information about the ocean. Langmuir thinks of the ocean floor as a wonderful frontier. He finds it exciting to be working with the 2/3 of Earth's surface that is underwater. If needed, watch this video again as you work on the tasks in this lesson. Please be reminded to submit your work to your classroom teacher.